Hi, Josh. Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Charles, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Got a chance to speak with you both at the Upfront a couple of years ago. You were telling me about the show. It sounded great. Melissa, you keep running through my interviews. I was speaking with a friend of yours, Sophia Pernis, and she says, yeah, she says, I'm visiting a friend here in Mobile, Alabama. Found out it was you.
Oh God, that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, when
Oh
you
my
were filming out there.
Yeah, she's my best friend. I'm so glad you got to meet her.
Right on. And then even a week later, a couple weeks later, speaking with Charlie Barnett, he says, my friend Melissa's out in Vancouver. So
you're meeting some of my favorite people. I'm so happy.
yeah, it's really interesting to see. Also got a chance to sit down with Parveen, one of your, of course, your housemates.
Also one of my favorite people.
Yeah, we were at a patio in Toronto. She was saying amazing things about both of you. You know, Josh was saying you command the set, you really inspire people. And I don't know, it's just really cool to see how integrated the show has been. And it's an awesome show on top of that. Just catching up again with this past season. And I mean, how did you get to that point? You really solved a lot. It's really progressed, but yet you've left us with a lot of mysteries for upcoming Manifest Mondays. What's it been like to craft this show, to build this dynamic?
I mean, I don't know that we did the crafting on that aspect specifically. I think that's a Jeff Rake showrunner, but you know, we had fun playing that on screen for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pleasure and a joy, you know, that, you know, we knew that we were doing something that we really liked in the story that we were engaged with. So you just hope that other people, you know, hop on board and hop on that train. And, you know, we're thrilled that they have. And, you know, I think you're right. We have moved along so far within the mythology of the show. But of course, you know, with shows of this nature, you know, one door opens, another one closes, another one opens and goes off to a side hallway. So we're going to keep going and keep discovering new things, and we're going to keep getting answers, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be more questions.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about what you have revealed so far? I mean, the fans have so many theories. I have my own theories about what it all means, even number theories.
Nice.
Do you feel like you need to sort of understand every part of it, or do you, as you said, Josh, do you like having those questions?
I mean, as an actor, I like having those questions. As the character, all he wants to do is solve it. You know, he wants to solve it so badly for himself, for everyone, which is a weight that he takes on, which becomes very heavy for him, I think. But yeah, I mean, for Josh, the actor, the questions are the things that are most delicious to play.
And how much do you think that, in terms of subject matter, because it's so fascinating what's happening, how much of it do you think informs you even just right now in terms of trying to find answers at a difficult time?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're right now in the state of the world, you know, everybody is asking questions and everybody wants answers, and they want answers quickly. So everybody is in the same position now in the world as Michaela and Ben Stone. You know, it's interesting because you find yourself in this situation, and you know, I have a family, Ben has a family, and how do you navigate through, you know, uncertain times, and how do you keep a semblance of normalcy, whatever that is, and how do you keep a balance, and how do you not let the questions weigh you down? And I think that's something that Ben struggles with throughout season 2. I think you're going to see him come to a breaking point with those questions and that seeking. And it's going to be such a heavy self-inflicted burden for him that it's going to switch the way that he thinks, or it's going to start to switch the way that he thinks, which will push us into season 3. But I think it does that in many ways for all the characters. Melissa, I don't know if you feel that way.
Yeah, completely. I mean, with where the world is at right now, I would say it's the opposite of what's happening on Manifest in some ways. Because on Manifest, we're running out of time, whereas right now we have all the time in the world. Um, but the bottom line is, it's bringing up the same questions, I think, for people, just with what you do with that time. And that's definitely a massive theme in season 2. And Ben and Michaela approach it very differently, the same way a lot of people right now in this day are approaching, quarantine and COVID very differently. And that's the beautiful part of human.
Melissa, what did you like about this past season? You were very much being pulled in many different directions. I mean, up until the finale, we didn't even really know how things were going to go, and the plot line developed in such a way that it was quite a surprise. How did you feel about that, playing that sort of being pulled in many different directions?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the choices Michaela made in season 2, not a lot. I mean, it was kind of split as far as people maybe were a little bit annoyed with her. But that's partially what I like about her, is that she doesn't do the right thing necessarily, and that's very human. And that's something that I've constantly been drawn to with this character, is that she's not perfect at all, and she's going to annoy people over there and not annoy them over here. And so she's dynamic and she's complex in that way. And yeah, I mean, I struggled with some of her choices, to be quite honest. But by the end of the season, you see that she is a good person. She's trying, and she's constantly trying to choose the right thing, and she's not getting it right, and there's consequences because of that. And that's, on screen, very interesting.
One of the things that I've really noticed right from when we spoke at the upfront is the closeness that the two of you have, the brother-sister bond. I mean, I could even see it then, before I'd really got into the show, and now that when I'm watching the show, I could see it even more. I'm actually booked to speak with the Major upcoming. You have a very tight, I know it keeps integrating, you have such a tight-knit cast, and everybody seems to really understand what's happening. How has that dynamic developed over the past few seasons, and especially between the two of you?
I mean, I think in regards to Melissa and I as brother, for whatever reason, I think we just had that from the very beginning. It's just one of those things you can't really manufacture or it was just naturally there from the beginning. But I think for the rest of the cast and all of us as a group, and a group of actors playing these characters, I think that just the more we get into the story, the more that the story develops, the more that the story moves these characters on into different places, everything just becomes deeper, and everything becomes more complex, and everything becomes more full. And I think that's exactly what's happened with the cast of Manifest. I think we're all just entrenched and ingrained in this story, and Jeff Rake and the writers keep giving us wonderful, outlandish, crazy things to play that we all can really get inside of, and I think that just makes it all the richer.
I mean, the thing that I would say about our show is that we all like to have fun, and so whoever comes into the picture, guest star wise, new crew member wise, I would hope and pray that they feel the same, because we have become a family. I mean, we've spent a lot of time together, whether it be on set or doing press or just hanging out. And we've kind of created a family, and it's been really, really nice.
Right on. What have you enjoyed most about Manifest Mondays, and being able to interact with the fans and communicate, and them being so engaged and involved in your show?
I mean, that's one thing. I mean, it's one thing that I discovered doing my last TV show, Once Upon a Time, is that genre fans are a particular fan, and they're amazing. They're the best fans there are, because they're intelligent, they're engaged, and they're excited, and they get as attached to these characters as we are as actors. So they're in it, they're in the story. And as you said, they have theories, you have theories, we have theories. And it's great to have that kind of involvement and that kind of feedback. In a way, it's kind of like doing live theater in a way, because you get instant feedback while they're watching. So it's created a world, a fandom that I quite enjoy.
Yeah, this is the first show that I've been on where I've had that. So it's cool. I mean, the fact that people feel the need to go online and express because they're invested so much is really nice. And I mean, a lot of the things that they say make us laugh. So it's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, we do it for them. So, if they're not engaged, we're not making it anymore. So they're engaged, so it's all good.
Great. Listen, thank you so much. It was great to speak with both of you again.
Nice
Thank
to
you,
talk to you
Charles.
again, Charles.